We are on time for once.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you. It entirely has everything to do with us.
We're going live. We're live right now, baby.
All right, let me see. Post up on YouTube.
If Bo shares the group, we'll probably get like 100 watchers right away.
Nah. It's a slow time of year, man.
Why did it put Gus? Did it say? Why does it say Gus?
What?
Oh my goodness, that was stupid. I have to edit this. It says Gus. Why does it say Gus? Huh?
Who's? Where do you see that?
You're the worst at this. Like, we need to hire a VA to get this stuff going. Like, this is ridiculous.
No, I accidentally put Gus. I think because I was editing the description and I didn't. Where did it get Gus from? Oh, I meant guess. Okay, so I didn't finish it all the way. My bad. I'll edit the video after this and I'll put guest.
Oh, am I Gus?
No, you're not Gus.
Oh, okay.
If anything, it looks like his last name's Gus. It's Matt Gus.
Oh yeah, now I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll edit it and it'll say guest. I meant to put guest when I started editing the description. There goes Eric. He'll fight. Alrighty then. Cool. Pause the video. All right, everyone that's jumping in, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and go ahead and share it. Sorry for the mistake. I put Real Talk, RJ, and Matt Gus. Went to put guest, and Bo it'll be guest Bo. All right, so there's did you guys see okay, I'm not sure if I said anything, but they're Etsy's coming out with some new stuff. It's pretty cool.
You talking about the Etsy Plus stuff?
No.
You talking about?
So they sent out a little secret invite to certain people today.
The communication stuff.
I think it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The beta.
Yeah, so you can have like better support and stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can do like live chats and stuff like that. That's what I heard. Yeah.
So you can actually chat to somebody unlike merch?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
They're just trying to. I think honestly, Etsy is just trying to take it to that next level where Amazon can't compete with that part right there.
Yeah. Do you think Etsy sees themselves as Amazon's competition?
That's what I was thinking about.
Are they just trying to like grab a whole different customer, like Target, Walmart type deal?
Yeah, I think it's a different demographic, different market, right? Like it's more like handmade, personalized stuff, gifts. Amazon is price and convenience. Etsy is more about like quality and an actual like emotional attachment to something.
Yeah, because they seem to be thriving.
I mean, a lot of what you're seeing is Etsy is publicly traded now, right? Like the IPO'd last year, so that's where you're seeing all of this investment in like marketing, advertising, everything else is because they have to drive dollars, they have to drive user growth.
Are they U.S. only, or is Etsy?
No, they're worldwide.
International. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're worldwide. I mean, it's a platform, right? Like, so it's up to you as a seller whether you want to sell international or not.
Yeah, they actually ship to like these third world countries, and there's like, and you don't even. I never even knew that country existed and shipping to overseas and stuff.
Just never looked at a map.
Yeah, Uzbekistan or whatever.
Yeah. One second. Oh, let's share. Matt shared in the group.
I haven't shared anything.
Okay, whatever. 1 second.
I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure that this one doesn't break like last week's.
Now this one's good.
Well,
posted on a few social media platforms. There we go. Right. Share the group.
Eric claims Cleveland. I mean, I don't know if anybody really wants to claim Cleveland, but that's where Eric says he's from.
Hey.
You escaped, Bo.
Watch it, man.
You aren't headed back there anytime soon. Your goal is to go further west.
No. Yeah. Yeah. I left when I was 18.
Come to LA with LeBron. Gonna come to LA with LeBron.
We've thought about California, but it's so
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, it is. About to move to Mexico pretty soon. All right, cool. Let me share group live.
Kristen.
What's that, yo?
The only thing I liked about Cleveland was leaving my ex there.
Hey, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, guys. We have a Bo on the show.
What's up?
Bo knows. So, all right, let's start off with the last 7 days. Okay, so last 7 days we had 186 shirts sold at $605 in royalties. July has been the most slowest month for me. Last year too, it's been the slowest month, and this month was like honestly the slowest month. So,
yeah, I mean that's pretty much the same experience with me. I mean, we did like 470 or something last month. Shirts sold. I'm at 115 for 388. But I mean, it's normal. It's summer. It's there's no eclipse to promote sales. So I'm sure Bo's gonna blow us out of the water right now, though.
Let's see, 7-Eleven for $2,045.27.
Yep.
But today's been one of the slowest days I've had in a long time. So
since you first started,
yeah, yeah. July, I did pretty good in July. I don't know. I had a couple of trending shirts.
Right.
Yeah.
And, if you can catch one or two, it can make your month. So I think those two shirts we did like 3,800 on for the month. So we ended up with just shy of 10,000 for July.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job. So okay, now what's your process like? What do you look for when you see something as far as trending? Like what catches your eye? Like where do you do your research, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, a lot of people like to look at what's currently trending. I like to look at what did well last year. And not just what individual shirt did well, but what category of shirts did well.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys use Keepa a lot, but I use Keepa all day. Do you guys know what Keepa is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it tracks historical BSR data.
Okay.
And so I'm using that all day long to look for shirts and category of shirts that did well last year.
Right.
And then I use that in order to kind of game plan, but you got to get out ahead of stuff. You can't wait. If you're waiting to the last minute, you're not going to get those shirts going.
No, 100%. Especially with the change in it's no longer 90 days. Now it's 180, right? So like the stuff can go up even earlier.
Yeah. So you need to I'm doing research for October, November now. And I've already been doing that for a while, just looking at what did well last year, what kind of shirts killed it, who those shirts were targeting, when they started to take off, and then I kind of use that to create a game plan.
Right. Let's dig into like your overall game plan on merch, right? Because you said something, it was a couple months ago. It was probably around St. Patrick's Day, right? Like that I thought was really interesting. Yeah. And it had to do with like the difference between trends and evergreens, right? And you were basically like, I don't know why the fuck anybody wouldn't go after this trending stuff, because it's exactly what you said. One or two shirts can totally make your month. It's not that you're ignoring, the evergreen stuff, but certainly the trending stuff is the stuff that has demand, it has urgency, it has lots of traffic on Amazon. It's a different game than the evergreen.
Right. Exactly. And if you want to talk about organic traffic, it's clustered around those holidays.
Yep.
Or those observances, or whatever, breast cancer awareness month. And I mean, that's where the organic traffic is clustered around. So I wish we had a little more data. I would love to see how much traffic comes in like around Father's Day or around 4th of July, but I mean, we saw what happened on Prime Day. They crashed their servers. So you can imagine the amount of traffic that comes in around those holidays. So if you're ignoring those holidays, you're missing out on huge paydays. And I mean, let's be honest, evergreens, they just, at least for me, they don't stay as good sellers because they just get oversaturated. And there's just too much competition. People are going to come in and undercut you. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know about other platforms, but as far as Amazon goes, I think you have to concentrate on those holidays and trends.
Right. Now,
as far as like those trends for like stuff Donald Trump says and stuff like that, I haven't mastered getting on top of that because I'm always looking down the road and I'm not staying up too much on stuff that's happening day to day and trying to cash in on that. I know people are good at that, but
I feel like that's more like, like genie in a bottle type thing. You know what I mean? Like you happen to hit it just right. You get it up first, and then you get traction that way. Whereas like, what you're doing, it's not necessarily a trend, right? Like it's a holiday. So it's a little bit different. Yes, there's a lot more demand for that holiday, but like it's predictable. You can look at like what you're doing with Keepa. You can look at the data and go, okay, I can see when that demand spike, the BSR really starts to take off, so I can target that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, that's just the way I've approached this since I started. I mean, and I guess maybe I just got lucky by cashing in on a couple of holidays when I first came in with like Cinco de Mayo, Mother's Day and stuff. And that kind of just lit a light bulb up for me and said, okay, this is what I'm going to concentrate on.
Right.
And so, you will see dips with that because it's kind of a dry time right now. There's not a lot of holidays going on. But, retail overall is just slow this time of year. So I don't stress about that. I'm just planning for for Q4. I mean, we can see it coming down the pike, so.
For sure. So let's talk a little bit about your strategy for holidays. How many shirts are you aiming to design for a holiday?
Well, let me think. As many as I can possibly do.
Okay, so let's talk about the 4th of July, right? Because it's passed.
Right.
How many did you have up for the 4th of July?
4th of July, I had one brand. I put it all under one brand, and I think we topped 2,000.
Yep.
Father's Day, we topped 2,500, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for Christmas. Because now with this whole 180-day thing, I can go ahead and start designing for Christmas. We might put up 5,000 just for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then the great thing about that is all the ones we sold will stay alive for next year. So we're just going to compound it every year. And so I know it sounds like a ridiculous amount of shirts, but and still, I mean, don't get me wrong, only a small percentage of those sell, and only a very small percentage of those do really well. So for Father's Day, I mean, I had all those shirts. I think I had 6 or 7 that went below 30,000 BSR. And I think I had 2 that went below like 5,000 BSR.
I know, I see.
So out of those 6 or 7 shirts, we probably did over half our money that we did for June. So
right, for sure.
You talk about, I mean, I haven't done the math, but you're talking about very minuscule amount of shirts. And so just by doing that volume, it gives me a chance to actually hit on a couple of shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know which ones are going to do well and which ones aren't. You just don't know.
Right. I mean, it's the art and the science, right? So like the science is knowing like where the demand is and where you should be designing for. The art is, basically figuring out, put your best guess on the design for a certain niche and hopefully it takes off.
Right. Now, what went into that was looking at what did well last year. And then I did key on those areas for Father's Day,
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just I'm not going into it completely blind.
Mm-hmm.
But you do need a little bit of Amazon magic sprinkled in there.
Right. What did you ever say, RJ?
Okay, now everybody's like their big question. I'm pretty sure everybody wants to know like what's your pricing strategy? Like how are you doing it, and how are you getting like the BSR so low? Like, does your pricing strategy have to do a lot with that?
All
You
right.
think?
So this is probably the most common question that people private message me about, because they want a one size fits all pricing strategy for every niche.
Yeah.
And it's just, to me, it doesn't exist. If you want to talk about price, it has to be more complex than just saying I start at $12.99 and then I go to $16.99 or $19.99. It doesn't. I'm not that. I try not to be that simplistic about it, because it all depends on my competition and who I'm competing with and how many shirts there are, and I test too. Like I'll go up I'll go up on the price, and then sometimes I have to go back down on the price depending on what that does to my sales. So I do start low. If you want to simplify it, I start low, and then I just I raise the price incrementally. I don't go straight up to $19.99. And so my goal is, at the end of the day, is to get that shirt somewhere around $17.99, $18.99. Just because for me, historically, looking at my sales, that's the price point where I've done the best once my shirt gets under a certain BSR and is really starting to crank out sales.
Okay. And
I've not done well at $19.99 and above. Now that might just be a product of the quality of my design. I don't know. Or it might just be, the people that I'm targeting, or just the holiday crowd, what they want to pay for a gift. Yeah. But I don't want people to think that I've got some magic formula to to get a shirt going really low BSR, because I don't. In fact, I have a shirt that did well last year, and I just came across it a couple of days ago, that I left. I have never changed it, and it was at last year. The cheapest price you could do was $11.54, right? That was the base cost. For whatever reason, I had left it at $11.54, and I had never touched it, and it's still at $11.54. And so it's one of the cheapest shirts that you can put on merch. In fact, it's cheaper than anything you could do now. But that shirt does not crank regularly. It still only does about 2 sales a month, and I've just left it as is, just because I wanted to see what it would do. So it's not just a product of having the cheapest price, but it's more a product of being aware of your competition, not being afraid to go up or down on the price, and really identifying the best price point for that niche.
And then as far as competition, and you're checking with, like, let's say like the keywords, right?
For when I build out my listings?
Well, let's say like to raise the price, as in, because that's your pricing strategy, right? Depending on the competition, correct?
Yeah.
And then, like, how are you checking the competition with your keywords, correct? Like the main keyword that you're trying to rank for, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. And Amazon does a lot of that for you, because if you look on your listing, a lot of times it will pair you with other shirts.
Yeah.
And so I take notice a lot of the shirts that customers also view that get listed on my shirt. I don't want to be outpacing those shirts, especially if they're doing well at a certain price point. I don't want to be going above them too much, because I think that's just going to kill your BSR. And I'm sure everybody's had that shirt where they pop the price and it just kind of died on them.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah, RJ. How about when you raised the price and it killed my BSR? Raise your price to $22.99. It won't do anything. Yeah, the shirts never come back.
No, but a lot of people. Okay, so for the Keep It chart, if you guys don't know, it's like it tracks like the BSR, and like it tracks like the price history and stuff like that. So if you guys don't know that, it's free. Just go download it. It's Keepa, KEEPA, and it's a Chrome extension, and then it just plugs right in. And when you go and search on Amazon, it actually pops up right below the listing, right below the shirt, and it'll tell you like the sales history and stuff like that. So it's actually a really good tool to use.
So
yeah, that's one of the most challenging things with merch is that we don't have any data. I mean, you have very little data, right? We don't see impressions. We don't see conversion percentages. We don't see click-through rates. We saw a little bit of that with AMS, but that tool will actually allow you to kind of do a little bit of research and key
good
in on
news
some.
for us is, and I found this out the other day because I was fucking around with it. October 16th, Merch Informer has a historical database. That's the first day they started keeping track of that data. So you're going to be able to actually go into the historical database and see like what is selling and what is ranking at that point from that date going forward. So that'll be kind of nice just to sort out all the merch stuff and have a good overview from it.
Yeah, that's awesome. You said that's already up, Matt?
It is. Yeah, it's already up and live. It's just they don't have data from anything before October 16th of last year.
That's awesome.
Well, it's pretty good. Customers also viewed right down below the listing, down below, right? That's what you said.
Keep
Like
it
you also
down, it's
got
down
that.
at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. I never thought about that. Also, okay.
Yeah, any data you can get and use is going to give you a leg up on the competition.
You guys all hear what he's talking about? Like literally the first thing out of Bo's mouth is like research. It's the most important thing.
Speaking of research, we have the July research down below too as well in the description.
Nice segue.
Research is huge, and then spending time doing like price analysis and stuff like that. I spend a lot of my time doing that. So I think that's a piece that a lot of people don't want to spend time doing.
Yep.
But I mean, it can make a huge difference with your sales, scoping out the competition and being flexible with your pricing and making sure you're competitive. And when you get a lot of shirts, it's hard to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't do it with everything, but I can go through like Pretty Merch, list like my top sellers for the last month or 30 days or whatever. I can go through there and just make sure, okay, this shirt isn't, why is this? Okay, so my thing is, and I don't know about you guys, is I'm a very competitive person just by nature. And I think that feeds into merch a lot. This is a piece that we don't talk about that much. So I'm going to air it out right now. I want to beat you guys at merch every day.
Yeah, awesome.
No, I'm saying I want, it fuels me to see other people doing well, right? It gets me to work that extra couple hours a day when I'm blurry-eyed and I want to keep going. And if you don't have that competitiveness to you, I think that's why a lot of us do well on these platforms, because we are competing with other people, but at the same time, we're trying to help each other, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a healthy competitiveness. We're not trying to sabotage each other and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's that drive, right? Like you see somebody doing really well, and it's like, fuck, now I need to fucking go after it.
Right. So don't let somebody else having a good month and you're not having a good month, don't let that get you down or discouraged. Just allow that to fuel you to try to do more, to work more. Right. And so, that's one thing that I love about this platform that's really drawn me to it, is just the competitive piece really drives me, and I think that's helped me be successful the last year or so.
For sure. I mean, one thing that people see the numbers, right? Like they see that you put up big numbers and stuff, but nobody sees the fact that like literally any time of day I can like hop onto Slack and go, "What's up?" and Bo's working on merch.
Yeah.
Nonstop. Like this isn't an accident. It's not like some miracle. You don't have some secret sauce that you have some magic formula that you just put up winners all the time. Like it's fucking work. It's a grind.
It's true. I've made big sacrifices with my time, with my hobbies. I can't do fantasy baseball, fantasy football. I can't go out and like I used to, and I've done that deliberately, because I wanted to build this into something sustainable, and I wanted it to happen quickly. So, but that's the beauty of the way merch is structured this whole platform is that with the tier up structure, if you structure your account the way I have unlimited uploads. Like I'm at a point now where I will never, my tier will never get to the point where it exceeds my sales, because I'm doing enough every month to where I will never reach capacity. I just can't do it. So that allows me to just work on it nonstop. As much as I want to do, I can do. If I want to do 300 uploads, I can do it. 400 uploads.
It's just you and your wife, right? Like you guys don't have any VAs?
Yeah, it's just us, man. Okay, so when I got into this, I didn't even know what a VA was, dude. I found out about that just from listening to guys like RJ. So I didn't even know what it stood for. So the idea of me partnering with somebody overseas to help, it wasn't even on my radar. So I thought about it. I thought about leveraging that in order to grow this, but then I just got nervous about sharing my account with other people and stuff. So, yeah, we've just kept it in-house. Me and my wife have done it ourselves, and I know a lot of other people in the merch community do that too. And it's a fun little home business, man. It's afforded my wife to be able to almost quit her job and stay home and with the kids. And so it's been something really cool.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I always point to, like when people are kind of bitching, right? Like, because at the end of the day, this is an opportunity, and it depends on whether you want to seize it or not. Because when you started out, like, you knew a little bit about the apparel industry, but it's not like you had any idea like how to design. You'd never really done a whole lot of designing before. You basically went out there, like, researched merch, researched the hell out of what the best selling stuff was, and then taught yourself how to design and how to do all this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I really didn't know jack, but the repetitive nature of this allows you to get really good at something. Like I got my buddy where I work. He's on the platform now. Yeah. He got an account. Cool. So, and I'm telling him, and he's showing me his designs. He's trying to design on himself. So I taught him a little bit about GIMP, and anyways. And your stuff sucks when you start, but I told him, you do this every day for hours and hours and hours, you're going to get good at it. So, I do consider myself to be somewhat of a graphic designer now, just because I've been doing it so many hours. I mean, I've been doing it more hours than you would put into a bachelor's program, if you actually broke it down. So, it's pretty cool how you can build something yourself out of your house, and I'm so grateful that Amazon has created this platform for us to do this. But
yeah, for sure. Have you looked to move off of Amazon at all, doing any other POD?
I've got like a few shirts started on a couple of other PODs, but I've just been so gung-ho about Amazon that I just haven't wanted to devote the time to putting into any of the other PODs. I thought about it.
I think you'll probably generate at least 1 to 2K easily if you put all your other designs on the other platforms. I guarantee it for us.
Yeah.
So you would kill it for sure.
But that takes time. I'd have to take time to do that. To me, I've got so many time units in the day, right? And so I can either spend that increasing my load on Amazon, or I can spend that putting that load onto other websites. If I had unlimited time, I would do it. Yeah, but it's just about me trying to balance and figure out where that time is best spent. So, but
now, are you uploading to all products on Amazon?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. Well, I mean, I have some designs that just don't look good on hoodies. Hoodies is just kind of a weird boxy type, that you have to fit it in. So not all my designs look, but I almost upload on every product. I mean, I don't put every shirt onto pop sockets yet. I haven't done that, but but I'll get there eventually. How do you guys feel about holidays and stuff on pop sockets? Do you think people are going to buy pop sockets for a one-day holiday or something?
I think Christmas, Q4, pop sockets are going to be a great thing for us. For St. Patrick's Day, for example, no, I don't see people changing out the pop socket on the back of the phone just to have a 4-leaf clover or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me and my wife were talking about that because we were trying to figure out what to concentrate on for pop sockets. And I don't see people buying. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe they'll buy a Halloween themed pop socket. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know. I mean, I could see it, I guess, but I think, to me, the phone is more of like a fashion accessory for a woman, right? Like they care about what their case looks like. They care about what their phone looks like. It has a certain aesthetic. So I think that all ties into it.
Right.
But I mean, I've also heard stories from some of our friends that their kids have like 15 pop sockets and they change them out all the time.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't even have a phone case. So
I can't even get mine off my case.
Yeah, I mean, I have the same problem. Like, I had to move errands, and I had to like get a butter knife out because it was like cement.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, if I have to buy a new case, I'm gonna have to buy a new pop socket.
Right.
But yeah. So again, that's just for me. That's just a timing thing because I have to resize for pop sockets. So I don't do every design on a pop socket. I have the slots for it, but I haven't taken the time. To me, I don't want to waste my time if I can help it. But
right, I feel like a lot of times pop sockets too, like it's a different thing, right? Because you have full bleed, so you have the ability to take the design all the way out to the edge. Where shirts don't have that.
No, I love it. I love the way the pop sockets look, even with like photos and
oh yeah, it's crazy.
Background images. They look really good. I hope they do the same for cell phone cases, but I'm sure that'll happen eventually. But
yeah, I'm sure that's the next thing that's coming to us since the other partner accounts already have them.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel? How are you feeling about? Okay, first of all, how many designs are you designing a day on average?
Well, I try to do so for all products because I put every design on each product.
Yeah.
I try to do at least 100 a day. So
3,000 designs a month.
Yeah. And so now with the 180 days, you do the math. If you can do 100 a day for 180 days, that's 18,000 live designs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the 180-day thing to me, people kind of glossed over. I think that's going to boost our businesses more than anything else that Amazon has done so far. Because to me, it's about having hooks in the water as long as you possibly can.
Yep.
And for us to be able to tier up, because right now, my problem is I'm having so many takedowns that I'm having trouble building up my numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I might have 98 taken down, and I put up 110. Well, so I net 12 designs that day, right? So, but come, I think it's August 10th is when the 90 days will be up from when they made that announcement. And so everything will, from then on, will stay live for 180 days.
It's going to be a weird feeling seeing like no takedowns for months. That's going to be crazy.
They'll be starting August 10th. There won't be another takedown for another 90 days.
Yeah.
So think about the opportunity that people are going to have to get stuff built up for Q4. I mean, and so there's no excuse not to tier up. I mean, everybody should be getting, being able to max and everybody should tier up at least once a month from now till the end. Right. That's my goal. But so
Jay D'Souza, do you hear what Bo is saying right now? You have no excuse to fucking tier up. Start uploading.
Oh, is he not maxing out?
He's got like 500. He has like 500 live designs.
Oh.
So I keep busting his balls about it because Jay does really, really well. Like he's a legit designer.
And he's an Etsy master, though, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's making so much money on Etsy he doesn't need merch.
Yeah, I told him if he didn't pick it up, I was gonna kick him in the balls next time I saw him.
I've been stepping up my customer service on Etsy, and it's like probably generating like an extra, I don't know, like 10 sales, 20 sales a month now. Like last 2 days I generated like 2 sales just because of my customer service. So
what do you do? What do you do with that customer service?
Just be nice to them and just ask them what they want and just be myself. Come on, dog.
Are you asking for reviews?
Actually, was doing that at the beginning, but then I stopped doing that.
Yeah. So, are we allowed to talk about UK and stuff?
That was my next question. That's where I was going.
We're allowed to talk about it now. I mean, it's out in the open. Like people, they know that there are content creators out there that are on the platform.
Secrets don't stay secrets very long in the merch community, do they?
No. Well, I mean, that's because they fucked up. They sent out that email and they didn't include this is confidential, so it got blasted all over the place.
Yeah. Stuff leaks. Stuff leaks anyways. There's more leaks in this boat than the Titanic. But that's exciting, right?
Yeah, for sure. What's your take on it, Bo? How
I think it's
plan?
Dude, I think it's awesome. I mean, I haven't even started researching those markets yet. I've hopped onto Amazon.uk.co or whatever it's called, just to kind of see what was getting put. I know they're doing a lot of they're migrating people's listings over and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're talking about a completely almost untapped market where there's not a lot of shirts on there that have been on there. So it's a wide open space for all of us to try to. It's kind of like the gold, the land rush, gold rush. Everybody get in there and get their piece as fast as they can. And it's going to be interesting to see what people can do with that, because you've got shirts that have been on merch now for going on 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But you're talking, nobody's going to lay claim to any niche yet for a while for those markets. So
right, there's different niches too. You know what I mean? Like there's completely different spaces over there depending on what they're interested in and everything else. Like if you actually spend some time and do some research, you have an opportunity to really corner some of those areas.
Yeah, seriously. So it's going to open up a whole new world of research, niches. You might be getting in contact with people through the groups that live in those countries, tapping those resources, and so it's fun. It's going to be neat. I mean, plus it's just a chance to make more money, right?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, look at it, right? So, the U.S. is 350 million people, right? Amazon has 90 million Prime subscribers in the U.S. They basically have the same numbers between the EU and the U.S. when you combine those two markets. So effectively, they've doubled, the amount of traffic that we're going to have in Q4.
That's sick.
Crazy, right?
That's amazing.
And the really cool thing I think a lot of people haven't talked about too is the German site. People from outside of Germany shop on that site because it's one of the biggest sites in the EU, right? So you can actually sell to people outside of Germany. Because the EU, they ship all over the place. So you can design for people just besides Germans. You can design for pretty much any place in the EU.
Right, and you want to talk about holidays and trends. Mm-hmm. They have their own holidays.
Exactly.
They have their own trends, and once we figure out what those are, and you guys put together a list for us and send that out, then that opens up. Maybe July won't suck next year. Maybe August won't suck. I mean, I know about Oktoberfest, but that's it. That's the only one I know.
Yeah, exactly.
But who knows? Maybe there's a German Independence Day. Who knows? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I've been talking to a couple of guys that are German that I've helped with coaching earlier in the year and stuff. Yeah. Just talking about listings and everything else. So I'm going to be hitting them up for some information. Yeah.
Now the whole translation piece, I don't know about yet. We'll have to figure that out. But yeah, dude, as soon as I get open, I mean, I'm going to go after it hard. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I'm licking my chops, man. That's got me excited.
So you're not selling in the UK yet?
No, I haven't been rolled out yet.
I see it's a couple of people their listings or they're making sales already.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. No doubt, dude. It's going to be pretty sweet. Now, do you guys know? Are they building a print factory over there, or is it all going to get shipped from here?
No, they actually have a facility over there that they're going to be doing all the printing and shipping everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought they must, because to ship it internationally didn't make much sense. You might as well take it over there.
Yeah, exactly. They talked about that when we met them in Vegas. I guess the beta that they did the year before, they had outsourced the printing, and that's part of the reason they shut it off, is it just wasn't working out in terms of quality and everything else for what their standards were. So they decided to go over. They were going to go do the whole 9 yards, own the printing, own everything.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that's exciting, man.
Should be honestly the sales over there should be pretty good too as well.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, they wear t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, to me, that's more exciting than anything that's happened this year. It's more exciting than pop sockets. It's more exciting than any additional apparel items, anything else, right? That's big news.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because adding a product is one thing, but adding a whole new countries, I mean, you could see your business growing 30, 40, 50%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah, and then also just the fact too, right? Like you get into it and you're not competing against shirts that are 2 years old that have 10 to 12 reviews. It's fresh territory.
Yeah, that's the most exciting piece for me, is that it gives us an opportunity to get into these niches before they get so saturated.
Yeah,
and get some shirts really going well. So it's almost like I felt like I got in late because I didn't get approved to merch till April of last year.
Yep.
So I've always felt like I was kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit, but this is almost like a level playing field that all of us that are in it now can start, and so it's exciting.
I mean, I think you'll see the benefit of the work you've put in though next year on merch, right? Like, because you're going to have shirts that have reviews. When St. Patrick's Day rolls around, like those are going to start to sell again. Because I mean, we were kind of doing a lot of the same research, and there were shirts out there that had 8, 9, 10 reviews, and they just instantly started selling.
Yeah.
So
that is a huge advantage for those shirts. But at the same time, like I tell people, don't be afraid to compete with those shirts.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of merchers, they get run off when they see heavy competition in a niche. I'm the opposite, man. I get right in there and I just put as many as I can in there. And there's a reason why those niches are popular.
For sure. So, well, you just look at it too, right? Like so many of those people that have, because they've been listening to people talk about how you get a review, you put it at $19.99, you just leave it there, right? Like that's an opportunity. Like there's plenty of opportunities there when you see that something's priced way, way higher than you are, that you can compete with that shirt.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Let's get a couple questions from the audience.
Do it.
If you guys have any questions for Bo, go ahead and ask them.
Maybe you have any questions about why RJ is wearing sunglasses?
Jay asked me if I was at 15 months on the platform. Yeah, that's true.
Why am I wearing sunglasses? So these are ready for Vegas tomorrow. Got my flamingo shirt too. Because I'm ready for that.
Are you going to Vegas?
Yeah.
Bachelor party?
Yeah, my uncle's he's gonna get married and do a couple things out there.
Good times.
Yeah.
I've never been to Vegas. I think I'm the last person on earth.
Yeah. You don't want to go to Vegas with me.
No, I can't do that, man. I'm married. Get me in trouble. Any questions on there?
How do you make the uploading process more enjoyable?
Ooh, that's a good one.
There is absolutely no way to do that. I put a good movie on in the background, and then I use Merch Lister Pro or whatever. But there's no look. If you don't want to do tedious, repetitive work, you're not going to be successful with this. And it's like that with a lot of things.
Let's be honest about it, man. Like that's true with anything. Like everything has tedious work built into it. If you're going to be successful, it's part of the fucking game.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was all fucking, if it was all rainbows and unicorns, everybody would be doing it.
Right. No, exactly. So whether you're outsourcing that piece, you're doing something that's repetitive and tedious.
Right. 100%.
So, I don't even look at it that way. I get bored with it. I do as much as I can, as long as I can. I put it down. I go out with the kids. We play soccer. I come back to it. You're on your own schedule. So just figure out a way where you can put in a couple hours, take a break, put a couple hours in, take a break. When you get sick of it, walk away from it a little while, but then come back to it. Yeah. But there's no way to get over the fact that it's tedious and repetitive.
Sure. 100%. Okay, so what's your dream product? Like what's the next product that you want on the platform?
Tank tops, man. We got to have tank tops. Everybody says tank tops is what kills on Etsy and other platforms. So I don't know why they haven't added that yet. The only thing I can guess is it's a different type of printer that's needed, or I don't know.
It's the same type of printer. So like when it comes to the printing, they have these things that are basically like they hold the blanks, right?
Yeah.
So it's a different size to actually hold it. It's a smaller one.
Right.
So that's the only thing I can think of is like just in terms of production, right? A lot of the blanks that they're using can be used across the same, across different apparel items.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
sure it's
all
in
I
the
can
works.
do.
I'm sure it's in the works. Look, I don't know if you guys get the feeling I get, but Amazon got into this and didn't really know what they were creating.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They didn't know the scope of what it was going to be. And they've been trying to play catch up ever since, or not catch up, but they're just trying to adjust to what's going on. And
That's that's what Miguel said too when we met him out there in Vegas. He said like we're still learning a lot of stuff. We didn't think it was going to be like this. Well, he knew it was going to be like this, but yeah, it just.
I mean, how could you have predicted it? Now you can see the whole apparel industry going to POD eventually.
Yep.
Because why wouldn't you? Why do you want to stock and then clearance at the end of the year?
No, for sure. And I mean, this is something that Jose Fernandez talked about when he was on with us too, right? Like the whole apparel industry is getting upturned by it because the whole fast fashion concept, the ability to get an idea out and get it on a design, get it in front of a customer instantly. Whereas before it was 3 to 6 months out, maybe even a year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I routinely sell designs that I uploaded that day or the day before. So I feel like Amazon's trying to play a little bit of catch up. But yeah, tank tops, man. I mean, I think to me that would be huge. I'd rather have that than pop sockets. The thing with pop sockets is only how many pop sockets do people buy for themselves?
Yeah.
I bought one.
Right.
But, women will probably buy 5, 6, 7 tank tops.
Oh, easily.
It's
the number one question. Like,
I don't know.
Like they'll see our designs. Well, can I get this on a tank every time?
Yeah. So once that comes, I mean, you're talking about a huge opportunity there once that happens. So I'm sure that.
So other than Keepa, what other research tools do you use?
Amazon. That's it.
Okay.
Really, that's it. I mean, Amazon, the Amazon website, basically. I think there's another one like Keepa. What's it? Camel?
Yeah, camel. I haven't used that in forever.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's still around.
You want to go make a shirt now? Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, I just use Amazon and Merch Informer. That's it. Everything you need to know is on Amazon's website, basically.
Sure.
And one thing that I've gotten good at, and I'm sure you guys have, and people that do this all day, every day, is that you almost develop a little bit of a sixth sense. Like when you're looking through shirts, you can see a design and a listing and say, oh, I know why that's successful.
Mm-hmm.
Can you spot why a shirt is successful? That is the number one thing you need to learn how to do. And not just say, oh, it's a cool design. Like, no. You have to be able to look at a listing and say, okay, this is done well because and then fill in the blanks. Because it's marketing to this person at this time of year, and it's hitting on all these key points. And if you can do that quickly with your research, then you can be successful. But that only comes with spending a lot of time on the platform and just studying.
Well, I mean, so back to that point, I know we've talked about this before. When you first started out on merch, like your game plan was figure out what was selling and why it was selling, right? Like you literally like just took notes on the top sellers, went out there, looked at their listings, their designs, everything else. Like this is the thing that I think most people miss when they start out. They think that it's more about throwing designs up there and like pitch and pray. Basically, it's not. It's all about understanding why that shit sells and then design.
Exactly. And I didn't only study merch shirts. You got to study every shirt on the platform. FBA shirts, FBM shirts. Look at other websites. Look at Target. Look at Walmart. Just get a general idea of what is selling, why it's selling, and why that listing in particular is doing better than the other 100 listings that are on there. And try to glean from that and use that information to build out your own listings. Because like you said, if you just... I think people get frustrated because they just design and throw it up. But they're missing that other piece of identifying why something has been successful in the past and then trying to emulate that and build out their own listings.
Right. Do you batch the stuff that you do? So do you like take a day where you just design and then take another day where you're uploading, or are you doing it continuously?
No, I've tried that, but I don't know. I don't like to do it that way. I miss stuff. I forget to upload stuff.
Right.
So I design and upload, design, upload, design, upload. So that's how I do it.
I feel like it helps kind of break it up a little bit too. Like if you're just uploading all, like that's just so fucking painful.
Yeah. And do it differently and like you said, break up the monotony. Like some days I won't try to do 100 and I'll try to do some really intricate, detailed designs, and then other days I just want to crank out kind of scaled up stuff where I'm just changing a word here or changing a font color, changing a font. So, yeah, try to break up that monotony and do different things every day.
For sure.
But yeah, I design and upload. I can't just straight upload.
So here. So Chris, so you're basically. He asked if you should be designing for Halloween and then go after Christmas after that. Yeah, I would like honestly to start designing, just repping out all kinds of designs for Halloween and then work your way into Christmas.
I do it chronologically. So I'll do whatever comes next first, and then I'll move off of that and do just because I want to have those designs up as long as possible before. See, I'm not scared to have my things up for a long time before the holiday. Yeah. So I know a lot of people worried about putting it up too early. I've never had that issue. In fact, I've never had a design really take off that I put up late. Yeah. So all of mine, like my top Father's Day designs, were selling in February.
Right.
Right? Because people start buying for other things. They buy for birthdays. Yeah. They buy for. So.
But you get that ranking up though for each like keyword, correct? Like once you get that sell, it starts ranking.
It takes time. Yeah. It takes time for a shirt to really start, for the algorithm to really start to rotate your shirts.
Yeah.
So it needs several things. It needs time. It needs sales. It needs good keywords, and it needs more than just one keyword. You should be trending for multiple keywords.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your approach on building a listing? Let's do Halloween, for example.
So I went through and looked at like the top 50 Halloween shirts that sold last year. And then I just looked at their keywords. I found ones that were similar. And then I just used that to build out my bullets. My title will be more specific to the actual design of the shirt. Okay. So if it's a witch shirt, your title is going to be built around that. But your bullets, you can incorporate more heavily searched terms into your bullet points. And then there's certain words that I use for everything that are just really high search volume words. So, but yeah, look at what's done well in the past and then emulate that. I mean, there's nothing hiding on Amazon. Amazon it's there, you know, you can't hide. There's no back end data. All of our data is staring you right in the face. You know what I mean? It's not like FBA where we hide our keywords in the back end.
Right.
All you have is your bullets and your title and your brand. So it's right there, man. So
I'm not sure if you want to answer this question, but there's a question. How's the transition been with no sponsored ads?
Oh, for AMS?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you don't have to answer.
I actually still have sponsored ads.
So I'm just kidding.
I'm one of the lucky few that didn't get the door closed on them, and that has definitely helped. I'm not gonna lie, that helps. It does. I mean, and I don't know why that's the case. I haven't figured it out. The only thing I can guess is maybe is because my AMS account is completely separate from my merch account. Has nothing to do with, it's a different email address and everything. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it didn't close the door on me. But so I still use sponsored product ads every day. But you know what? I'm competing with other people. Yeah. So I must not be the only one.
Oh, there's definitely people out there that have AMS. Yeah, for sure. And you're going to be bidding against people that are doing FBA and FBM also.
Yeah. The clicks, when they shut that off for almost everybody else, the clicks didn't get any cheaper.
That's crazy.
I thought they would.
Yeah, I mean, all it takes is a couple idiots though to drive the price up on the clicks.
Yeah, so that just tells you there's enough competition, either with people still that have it through merch, or people with FBA, FBM that are driving the price of those clicks up. But
yeah, I mean, what a lot of people don't realize too with AMS, so it's not just like what your bid is, right? So like you set a ceiling for your bid and that's your max bid or whatever, but what you pay on that ad is also dependent on how well it converts. So Amazon will actually lower the cost of your bid if it converts really, really well, because they're going to want to show that ad more often because they want to make sales.
oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's dynamic.
Yeah.
So that's where like relevancy and everything else comes into play, right? So if you're bidding on a keyword, you need to make sure that keyword's in your listing. Otherwise, you're not going to have relevance for it. It's going to cost a lot more to actually show up for it.
Yeah. Now, I know Amazon teased a program for us that might come out in the future, an advertising program where they charge you a percentage. Well, at least they talked about charging a percentage of the sale.
Right. As far as I know, that's not going on. They didn't talk about that, but they did say that they were working on some kind of AMS or something for merch.
Okay.
Because they did you see they changed the back end of it, right?
Yeah.
The updated one. It looks pretty clean. I like how they have it all laid out and stuff like that.
Are you talking about AMS?
Yeah, AMS, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the dashboard's way faster.
It's gotten way faster.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And that just happened not just a few days ago, I think.
Eric, he's using Keepa. So Amazon, he's using Amazon, and then he's using Keepa. So KEEPA. It's a Chrome extension that you use, and then once you search on Amazon, it pops up right below the listing. It's a Keepa, basically, like a ESR chart that tracks everything, like the price and everything like that.
Right. You're not doing anything business to business, right, Bo? It's just regular Amazon merch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't. I just don't have time for it. I mean, I would love to see success like Mike does, but
right.
You have to. That he has
it's a different game. It's a totally different game.
He has a background in that, and I don't. And he has skills that I don't have, and I don't know what I'm gonna do 10 years from now. Maybe I'll fly out there and learn from him, but as of right now, we're just enjoying doing what we do at home, and so no, we haven't approached doing any business to business stuff.
Right. Human wants to know: Are you uploading designs that are taken down?
I always thought I would, but I don't. I know I should, but I don't. Now, what I will do is I'll upload them for the holidays next year.
Yeah.
So, but all my, like right now, I'm having Father's Day come down and whatever, 4th of July or Mother's Day or whatever I was doing 90 days ago.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not doing those again right now, but I will do them next year. I'm not deleting the files or anything.
Right.
So that will happen in the future, but I don't just.
Are you doing anything to track that stuff as it comes down, or are you just going to go back and reconcile everything later on?
I don't spend time tracking that. I know a lot of people do, but I just don't see the benefit of it. I will probably just put everything up next year.
Yeah, I get it.
I have the slots. I can just re-upload everything.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just put it all back up. But and who knows? Maybe I'll just, a lot of the stuff I get taken down, I'm like, oh man, that was kind of crappy anyways.
Right. For sure.
I'm like, I've gotten better in those 90 days. Or
so
whatever.
for Q4, right? Like, so we're going into Christmas. Are you, obviously you do a lot of stuff for holidays, but are you doing some evergreen stuff too? Because that's something I noticed last year anyways. Like the evergreen stuff definitely seemed to sell a little bit better for us than just the Christmas themed designs.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that because I'm about to start designing for Christmas. And so I went through and I looked at all the shirts that I sold this past Christmas. And a huge percentage of those were evergreen stuff. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, for sure, man. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do stuff that I think will sell, good for birthdays or whatever. But a huge percentage of it will be just Christmas-themed stuff.
Yeah, obviously don't exclude it because if you do have a couple shirts take off, they really fucking take off. But just the evergreen stuff is really good too.
Here's a good question. Is there a certain day that you just do uploads only?
Yeah, you just answered that.
Oh, you did?
No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't do that. Because I design all my own stuff.
Yeah.
And so if I was getting a batch of designs from a designer, I might do that. But I have to do my own stuff fresh every day. So I don't like to just design all day and then upload all day. I like to, because it kind of, like Matt said, it kind of breaks it up. You do a little bit of both throughout the day, but so.
Let me see.
You guys want to know something funny?
Go for it.
Go for
So I had a huge June, right?
What was it?
So I did over 21,000, and
Yep.
my first remittance email told me I was getting $33. Dude, I almost passed out. I was like, "What is going on?" Everything blew up that night when they started sending those out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Luckily, I wasn't near a computer when that went down. Otherwise, we'd have probably freaked out too.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about it. So I shot him a little email. I was like, "Is this right?"
Right.
Because this seems about 99.9% shy.
Oh, shit.
And then they emailed me back that night. And they were like, "Oh, we're sorry, we made a mistake or whatever." But yeah, that was not good for my blood pressure.
Right. Did you notice that the World Cup designs have started getting the axe from Amazon?
It's about time, man.
Yeah, I think most of them are down. In fact, John mentioned that the other day. I haven't actually gone back and looked at it, but yeah. So I only bring it up because you made a post,
Warning
giving
people?
a friendly warning, and you got so much shit over it. It was fucking ridiculous.
I know. And then as time went on and they didn't come down, I was thinking, did I miss the boat on this? Should I have done World Cup shirts? No, but that's the temptation, right? That you have to overcome. And I tell people all the time, they're like, "Well, there's tons of shirts on there." I'm like, it doesn't matter what's on there because it can come down.
Yep.
You can lose your account, even if that shirt made $10,000. It doesn't matter.
Honestly, you know what I think it was? I think it was Amazon just laying out a honey trap. They were just putting it out there and letting those shirts go up to figure out who was going to not follow the rules and get rid of these people that are bad actors on the platform.
Yeah,
That could be it too. That's a good one.
I think that's part of it. And I think part of it was the way they were getting around by putting like World Championship Cup tournament. They were being tricky with their keywords, which we know Amazon does not want you doing. That in and of itself could get you popped.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's all part of it, right? Like all of those people that are kind of like dancing around the keywords, like that's just a sign to Amazon that they don't want you on the platform. They don't want you doing that shit.
Yeah, because I knew dudes that tried to just put World Cup.
Yeah.
And got rejected, but these dudes were getting around it by being tricky with their keywords, and so, I guess if you don't value your account that much, you want to roll the dice, but. You get to a point that we're at, dude. We can't take risks like that.
No.
I'm so conservative now. Like, it's almost crazy. I delete designs all the time because maybe I'll see something later on Amazon that I think looks too similar to what I made. And if it was on there first, I pull my shirt.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to straight copy people. And so
just at the end of the day too, right? Like you're proof of it, like we're proof of it. Like you don't need to do the fucking infringing shit to make good money. Like it's just not even necessary.
No. In fact, I see most of the top selling designs for each niche are super generic stuff.
Yeah.
Like your top sellers for Halloween are not going to be ones that are trying to cop. Like I've seen a few that infringe on like that movie It.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called. Yeah. And with the red balloon or whatever, I see people towing that line where they're doing parody and stuff. And I'm like, but then you see like the little ghost shirt that went to 500 BSR.
There was like that. Was it Here for the Booze? Was that the one last year that just went crazy? It was just like this super simple ghost.
Right. So don't do it, man. If I tell anybody anything, don't do anything that's even borderline risky. And it's not about it being illegal or immoral or whatever.
No.
It's just about Amazon. It's their world, man. And so just be careful.
Okay. What's your August goals?
Oh, man. I don't know. I had such a bad day today.
No, okay.
I didn't know what to expect. Last year, I was just getting going, and we did a little bit better than we did in July, but it's hard for me to even compare year over year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think last August I can't even remember what tier I was at, but maybe I had 500 shirts up. I don't know, something like that. So it's hard to compare year over year. But
I think August is like you can't even compare it to last year because August had the eclipse. Like it's going to be totally different this year. It's just not going to be anywhere close.
I forgot that August was the eclipse. Yeah, I missed out on that anyway. I missed out on that anyways. So I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you, man. I expect to just upload every day as many as I can. I don't let down sales day deter me from putting up shirts because I know the Q4 is right around the corner.
Right. How often a day are you checking your account?
For sales?
Yeah.
All the time, dude.
You're still doing that? I kind of broke myself of that. Like I used to check my account anytime I'd stop at a stoplight, whatever, right? Like I check it normally like once a day now. I just don't look at it that much.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it used to affect my days. Like
I just check right now.
Day, like it would piss me off. I'd be in a horrible mood, so I just stopped looking.
Oh, I got you.
Well,
you know what's funny? Do you have that Pretty Merch iOS app?
I do, but I don't use it.
Yeah. It's not accurate anymore because it doesn't factor in pop sockets.
Yeah, not surprising.
So, yeah, but oh, dude, I check it all the time. It's almost like a habit, like a tick now.
Oh yeah, seriously, it was like an addiction almost,
like
right?
A Rain Man
like
tick
every time.
Yeah, I can't stop it. So, but no, I still check them. Yeah. And yeah, you're right. It does affect me. I mean, I get upset if I have a down day like everybody else.
For sure.
But you just have to channel that and just.
See, Bo's human. He's not a robot.
Yeah, I bleed, man.
Yeah. Let's take one more question, RJ.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get it. Okay. Well, I don't know if this is. It's a question. Yeah, of course, it's a question. But are you on Instagram?
No, I don't. Are you mean like trying to market shirts on Instagram, doing that whole deal?
No, are you personally on Instagram?
No, I never did, man. I'm like an old fuddy-duddy, dude. I'm like, for somebody that does online work all day, I don't have Twitter. I don't have Instagram. Those, to me, have become like time sucks. I barely want to use Facebook.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm just so focused on working, and so I don't get on Instagram. But...
Okay, they said, what's a down day for Bo?
Sales wise?
Yeah. Like, what do you? I don't know.
My lowest day would be today. I'm at 70. So
70 shirts sold or 70 Royal?
Oh. No, 70 shirts sold. I usually pop 100. Or right around there. But this past week has been a little slow. But I usually come right around 100 for. But in the holidays, it'll go up. But I should, right?
Yeah. How many live designs do you have?
Shouldn't you do more with the more live designs you have?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I tell everybody. I have 15,600 and 15,758 right now. So I should do more. You know, I sat down and I tried to create a math formula last year when I started. So I have a background in finance. And I tried to create like a compounding formula where I could predict what my sales would be based on what I do now. But it didn't work. There's too many variables.
Yeah, exactly.
But the only formula I know that works is that more shirts equals more money. You know, and if that's not the case, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know? Why are we working so hard?
I'll add a caveat to that, like more research shirts equals more money. Right? Like not just throwing up fucking whatever you want to make. It's the most consistent mistake I see people make over, and especially like even people that are established sellers, right? Like there are people that just they for whatever reason they kind of lose their path and they just start making whatever they want to make. And they forget about the research side of it.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree because they don't want to put the time into it. But yeah, you're right, Matt. I should qualify that. But if you're doing your proper research, if you're finding ways to be successful at the 500 tier, then you should be that much more successful at the 5,000 tier, at the 15th. And if you're not, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You need to go back and say, okay, maybe I am just throwing up crap. So So yeah, you're right. If you're not making more money with more shirts, then why is my stuff not selling?
Right. It's about the process. Like you found a process that works for you. You figured out a process for, how you're designing things, everything else, and you're just scaling it. You're building it out.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. I think we're good. We're good.
I think we're good, man.
Thanks for having me on the show.
It was good to have you on the show where you didn't have to rush off to go take care of your kid. I'm glad.
I know. No,
that was scary, man.
Yeah, they're out there. My wife's actually gone, so who knows what they're doing.
That's even more scary.
Yeah, they're out there they were watching Shark Week when I came in here.
Nice. Okay, guys. Also, too, we also have the July research already up, and it's ready. It's right down below in the description. That's pretty much it. Thank you, Bo, for coming on the show. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Everyone that's watching, thank you too as well.
Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy.